A few reminders. Again, this class is definitely if you already have your initial website set up. If you haven't, I uploaded a ton of content on the KW Command Facebook page today, so please check that out. It's a supplemental material for today's class. So there's a link to set up your website initially. It's from the last class that I taught of this, where we actually set up your website from scratch. This class will be if you want to go back in and edit anything that we did or add anything. Sherry, I know you had been asking me about adding certain links and things to your website. There's definitely a video for that too. I believe it's like a 3-minute video on how to do that. There's a video on how to add the greatschools.org to your website so that people can search for their school district. There's a video on how to add the Homekeeper blog. And if you don't know what Homekeeper is, I can send you another video that will show you how to set up your free account as a KW agent so that you can utilize Homekeeper. There's also a video on there from Nick Baldwin, who is a regional tech ambassador up north, and he created a video on how to leverage your KW website to the fullest. So if you're wondering what all this website can do, please check out that video. This class is really just going to show you how to go in and edit the pages that you've already created or add a new one. So it's going to be pretty quick. It's not going to be an hour-long class unless you guys have a ton of questions, which is great. So please let me know what questions you have, or if you have a preference of what I show you, anything like that. Feel free to add it in the chat or just go ahead and talk to me. We are going to start by going to command, and that's agent.kw.com. You can also get to command through MyKW. So sometimes if for some reason the site isn't working, you can just go to MyKW, hover over the technology tab, and command is the first option. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. And again, your login is the same login as your MyKW. Another thing to note is that command does work best on Google Chrome. So if you're having issues, please just make sure that you're in Google Chrome. And if you're still having issues, there's a few other things we can do to troubleshoot that. Okay, so another thing that I would like to note, this is definitely covered in the set up your website, but you do want to make sure that your marketing profile is completely updated. And another thing that I found out today, our Market Center website is actually pulling your contact info from your marketing profile. So if you have not set that up, our Market Center website will most likely not have your contact info on there. If people try to search for an agent and maybe they heard of your name and they go on there to find your contact info, it most likely will not be there, or it may not be the most recent information if you are not staying up to date on that marketing profile. And again, that can be found in the Set Up Your Website video on the Facebook page or on the Market Center YouTube channel. If you can't find it, just let me know. If you still need help, just let me know. We'll set up a one-on-one appointment. Also, if anyone would like to set up a one-on-one appointment, just message in the chat and we'll figure something out. Okay, so we are going to start by clicking on the KW in the top left-hand corner. That expands this menu for us so that we can kind of see what we're looking at. And we are going to scroll to the bottom and click on Consumer. If you can't see this, you may need to zoom out on your screen, and I can help you do that if you need to. But Consumer should be down here at the bottom, so we're going to go ahead and go there. So on the Consumer tab, you can actually edit landing pages, which are standalone pages from your website, your agent site pages, which are the ones associated with your website, and then the guide builder, which is either the buyer or seller guide on the new Consumer app. I'm hoping to cover that shortly in another class, or maybe just a quick video about the guides. It's a really great tool. If you're wondering how to access Keller Mortgage on the new Consumer app, it is through the guides. And yeah, that's about it for what you're looking at here. So we're going to go to agent site pages. And let me figure out how to minimize this. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you should be on the Agent Site Pages tab. A really quick way to know if your website has already been set up is to see if you've already claimed this subdomain here. You'll see it here, your subdomain for your website, if you have already claimed it. If you're not seeing anything here and it just says configure your site, that is what you'll need to do to go ahead and claim this subdomain and get all of these Agent Site Pages here. So initially, you only have the About KW, it's a company profile, about, and then the contact page. I actually added this leave a review and the client testimonials pages to my website. So if you'd like to see how to do that, then keep watching. I will also show you how to edit these 3, which are the initial pages that the website builder gives you. So just to see where you're looking at here, we actually named these ourselves, and then it tells you the date created, and then we have this view icon here. So if I click on this eyeball, it's going to give me a preview of what that page looks like. And let it load. Okay, so here's my company profile page. I just made it about Keller Williams, and that is how I can preview what page that was. So again, I just clicked on the little eyeball here to view it. These 3 dots over here to the right-hand side will actually let you delete any of the pages. This will just delete the actual page. I do believe you have to go into the site and app settings and actually disable it, which I will show you now. So under site and app settings, this is where you'll go to edit existing pages. So under site and app settings, this general tab is going to show you the information on your home page of your website. So here's my homepage photos that rotate through. Here is the header above the text bar, or the search bar, sorry, where they can search for neighborhoods, address, zip codes, school district, anything like that. This is what appears right above that. And then down here we have our app landing page. This is what they will click on. That's the verbiage. Next, we have URLs. This is where you can change your subdomain if you'd like to. So maybe if I start a team, I can change it to my team name here. If you want a different domain, I believe that is where you would connect an outside domain with command. And then you have your app settings down here, so your app URL and the app text code. Next, you can change the theme here. And if you've already set up your website, you may be familiar with these settings that you would have had to set up initially. So you can change it to the red theme or the dark theme here. And then lastly, we have our site pages. So this is going to show you the same thing. Whenever we clicked on this tab and we had that same list of site pages, you can also see them here. This is where you can rearrange the order of how they appear on your website on the drop down. So to show you that really quick, I'm just going to my website. And over here on the right-hand side, when you click on this drop down, this is the order that you would be rearranging. So just the order that it appears in. And then you would click on, so you can change the navigation here. And then when you click on each one, you can change the page title, the URL slug, and the SEO description. So again, I cover those things. If you're not familiar with what they are, I cover those when you're setting up your website initially. To the right-hand side of each of them, we have these 3 dots where you can select the page or delete it here. And then down here, most importantly, you have add page. So if we click on add page, we can actually just create a new site here, or we can select one that we've already created. So when you set up a site the first time, it will appear here, and until you actually select it to add to your site, it won't appear on your site. So you can have a bunch in your drafts and then just add them as you go. So you don't have to worry about making it active too soon. You actually have to take an additional step to activate the page. So this is just one way to create a new page. Like I said, I'm clicking on add page here and then create a new site. So it's going to bring me to a landing page template. And this is the name of the page. So I will create one for, let's see, we'll just do one for download my app. And that was not helpful of me. So I'm going to name it download my app. And this is only for me to see, but I want to know what page I am looking at. And I did that very quickly, but all I did was select a widget. I dragged it and dropped it over here. So over here to the right-hand side, we have the widgets, and these are different from the ones that you initially had when setting up your site. So you can choose any of these: agent branding, branded header, lead form, legal footer, listing, market snap. You can have more than one, but you have to have at least one to create the page. So just find one that you like. And if you don't like any of them, I recommend just going with the branded header, just so that your information appears at the top, and then you can customize the page below. Or you can add another lead form or legal footer to the page, so that you can just edit the in-between. Next, we have our content blocks. This is where you could really customize the page by dragging buttons, dividers, a link, a text section, whatever you'd like. And then lastly, we have our layout blocks. So if you actually want to create a page layout, you can use the list item, grid item, a third section, one section, whatever you want. Again, no matter what you choose from content or layout, you do still have to have at least one widget. So once you finalize your page here, you can click on Configure Widgets, and this is where you'll actually go to edit whatever you added to the left-hand side of the page. Across the top, you do have a few controls. You can look at it in a desktop view, a tablet view, or a mobile view, just to see what it's going to look like, depending on where a consumer is looking at it. There's an undo, a redo, and a preview button. We have our widgets here, and then we can look at it in this list view. We can edit it with the style manager, and then there's also settings for the trait manager. So if we go back here and click on Configure Widgets, that's going to take us to the next screen to actually edit anything we want to. So it's going to give you a list of all the widgets you have here, and so you can just click on the one that you would like to edit. If it doesn't need to be edited at all, there's going to be a green check mark here, and you can actually just click Done. But if you would like to go a little further and edit it, you can click on the widget, and then it's going to give you a few text boxes of options where you can actually edit the text or content on the page. So up here, I can edit this headline, download the KW app. And actually, if I change anything over here, if I hit save and apply at the bottom, it will update the page so I can see what it looks like as I change things. So if you don't know if maybe the text is going to fit or if it's going to look good, just go ahead and change it here and then hit save and apply just to check. I can also edit the subtext. I can change this button text. So maybe I want to change this to say download my app. And then the button redirect URL. This link right here is pulling from your marketing profile. So another reason why you want to have it as up to date as possible. It does go ahead and edit some of the information for you. I'll hit save and apply just to make sure it's saved. And then I can actually publish the page. Would you like to publish this as a landing page? This will make it visible to others. I can click yes. So now if I go to site and app settings with site pages, I can add that page. That is not correct. So you can do the same thing, but that's actually just creating a landing page. I'm not quite sure why it's through the site page settings, but to create a site page, you'll go to agent pages. It's the same thing, setting up a site page or a landing page. I believe it does have a few different options, but for the most part, it's the same exact process. So agent site pages, create a new site. Thought it would be the same button. Guess it's not. So where would you like your page to be displayed? On my agent site. So the one that I just created is actually as a standalone page. So I actually want to do on my agent site. And it's going to look the exact same, but I'll go ahead and walk you through it. So again, up here, we're going to change download my app. So you guys really got a 2-for-1. You saw how to create a landing page and a website page. So hope that helps. So we will do download my app.
What's the difference? I know what the difference is, so it doesn't mean anything to me.
So the one that I just created as a landing page, it has nothing to do with my website. So if I create that here, it will not be anywhere as an option on my website. It's actually going to have its own URL, and it's just one page, and I'll show you as soon as I save this one. So you can see it's the same editing options, the content blocks, layout blocks, configure widgets. It's the same exact thing. Hit save and apply. And instead of publish, it just says save changes. Would you like to publish as an agent site? Yes. For the agent site pages, you do actually have to go back into site and app settings, and then under site pages, this is what I was referring to earlier. When you click on add page, you'll see one that you just created. So you can see created on April 28th. And that's the one I just did, because if you noticed, whenever I finished the landing page, it did not appear here. So if I click continue, I can change this to download my app.
Have they come up with any resolution with Teams? I mean, because
For the website?
so yeah, because so when Sherry like to download my app, you know, this is I can't do it, or you know how it's.
The only issue that you're going to run into besides the website is that each app is branded to the agent, not to the team. So either way, you're still going to have your own app, if that makes sense. Like a client can only choose one of you as their agent. They can't choose the team as their agent.
Okay, but if we're on the same website, oh, I see. We should have it at a page, a page, so that they can click there and not at the website. Okay.
So here I just added that download my app to my website. So if I just want to go back to agent site pages, I can click on my website and you'll see that it was added here. And then I'll show you what the standalone page looks like too. So you can see now I have download my app right here from my website. So again, if you saw that, I went to my download the app page from my website. The standalone page is under landing pages. I can grab this URL. So you can see that it's active by this status switch right here. It's green, and this is actually the URL. They're going to look very similar because I did the same thing, but this has nothing to do with my website. So you can see even the URL up here is different. If I switch to this one, carlystevens.kw.com/app. So there are two different pages. So a really good tool for landing pages is to highlight listings so that whenever you share them on social media or anything like that, it's all the information right there. And that's why you would want to add that lead gen form down at the bottom so that they could contact you with any information. So this landing page that I created, it's not that great because it has none of my information on it. If they click this button, that's the only way that they would connect with me as their agent. So you do want to make sure that your landing pages have plenty of information, but the page on my website, it's still connected to my website, so it already has this lead gen form.